The Federal Road Safety Corps in Nigeria just confirmed that British professional boxer Anthony Joshua was involved in a car crash that claimed the lives of 2 people. The boxer was rescued alive and sustained minor injuries. The crash involved a Lexus SUV and a commercial truck. A total of 5 adult males were involved. Foreign correspondent Maggie Rulli tracking this for us. So Maggie, what do we know about how this crash happened?
Hey, Elizabeth. Yeah, well, the highway where the crash occurred in Nigeria is known as one of the deadliest roads in the country. Local officials say that the primary causes of this crash were excessive speed and wrongful overtaking. Led to the car Anthony was in, a Lexus Jeep, to crash into a stationary truck on the highway. Now, the accident happened around noon on Monday. Rescuers say they were on the scene in just 3 minutes and were able to evacuate people trapped inside the vehicle. Now, the accident happened around noon on Monday. Rescuers say they were on the scene in just 3 minutes and were able to evacuate people trapped inside the vehicle.
Greetings from the east to north to south, and just wicked as race. The topic: Jake Paul answers to Anthony Joshua. The questions: why you think black people don't believe the media story? Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
Now, according to this good Christian woman right here, she just made the statement that an ambulance showed up within 3 minutes. Now, I've seen so many media reports, and they say no ambulance ever showed up. As a matter of fact, they said that the police showed up and took him to the doctor. So in other words, no ambulance showed up whatsoever. And then she said it was driving on the wrong end. And I'm assuming they ran into a truck, according to her. One thing about these people, they simply don't tell the truth. They simply don't tell the truth. Most black people think it's more to this story than what they are telling us, because certain things simply don't make sense. But I guess if you get the first couple stories out there, that pretty much controls the narrative about what really happened. And then it set sorts of ideals in your mind that, oh yes, okay, this is what happened. But in reality, these people, the Bible makes it clear: never trust your enemies. Let's go to the next clip.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you listen good, read. Never trust thy enemies. Sometimes trust them. Never trust thy enemies. The Bible says never trust the people that enslaved your forefathers.
World.
Yeah, definitely, Elizabeth. I mean, Anthony Joshua is a former heavyweight world champion. He's also a star on social media, and it was just over a week ago that he faced off against the influencer Jake Paul in Miami. It was a blockbuster event on Netflix. Anthony knocked Jake out in 6 rounds, but today Jake took to X to write that there are things more important than boxing, and says he's now praying for AJ and those who lost their lives.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you listen good, read. Never trust thy enemies. Sometimes trust them. Never trust thy enemies. The Bible says never trust the people that enslaved your forefathers.
The video of the aftermath of the Anthony Joshua car accident is honestly such a nightmare, because I couldn't imagine getting into a car accident, losing 2 of my closest friends, being badly injured, leaving that car, expecting to see emergency vehicles, and seeing nothing but people recording me.
You mean to tell me Anthony Joshua was in an accident, a fatal accident where 2 people were unalived, shortly after he went off script and broke Jake Paul's jaw for being racist and all around problematic, but that's beyond the point. You mean to tell me that this happened not even, it's been a week after this fight was off script and Joshua did the damn thing? And y'all in the comments are talking about y'all thinking it's Jake Paul or just y'all doing too much. Y'all act like Diddy ain't been a thing. Y'all act like Diddy ain't been moving the way he been moving for decades. And y'all think it's somehow beyond or somehow crazy or lunatic to think that Jake Paul could do the same? To think that he has connections to certain individuals that could have other connections to other individuals who happen to be in Nigeria and knew that Joshua was going to be visiting family? And y'all in the comments are talking about y'all thinking it's Jake Paul or just y'all doing too much. Y'all act like Diddy ain't been a thing. Y'all act like Diddy ain't been moving the way he been moving for decades. And y'all think it's somehow beyond or somehow crazy or lunatic to think that Jake Paul could do the same? To think that he has connections to certain individuals that could have other connections to other individuals who happen to be in Nigeria and knew that Joshua was going to be visiting family?
You know, this young lady is on point. See, one thing about us, we tend to believe exactly what the mainstream media tells us, because we believe that Jesus is this color right here. Now, one thing, you will never get an argument about this man right here. But once we go to Revelation 1:14, and the description of him is black, now it's a problem. There's never an argument when he's this color. That's the same thing with this right here, because think about it for a minute. These people that call themselves Jews and are not, but they do lie. I would like to know Jake Paul's nationality. Anybody know what Jake is? When you hear the word Jake, black people know immediately what Jake means. Once you toss the name out there, Paul, in the general conversation, you know what that means. You know what that means. So his nationality, there's no doubt about it, what it is. And let me tell you one thing. When you control everything, you got influence to do exactly what you want to do. So I think this young lady is right on point. We're going to go to the next clip.
This car accident with Anthony Joshua is very, very odd, y'all. He just secured a big bag, if not the biggest bag in his boxing career after knocking out Jake Paul. And everybody know who he is now. A lot of people didn't know who Anthony Joshua was if you didn't watch boxing. But him fighting Jake Paul brought him to the light. Now I hear a lot of chatter going around like maybe had something to do with the contract with Jake Paul and him. I don't think so. From the reports I'm hearing, he lucky to be alive. 2 people, I believe, lost their life in that same vehicle. It's always some weird incidents when it comes to like people that's celebrities and shit. When they get a big payday or something like that, something always seems to happen bad around them. Am I the only one that noticed this? They say he was on the highway and the tire popped. The tire just magically popped, fool. I'm not saying nothing like that can't happen, but I'm just saying they're supposed to check all the tires. You're supposed to check the whole car, essentially, right? To see if anything is fucked up. So it's either they didn't do that, or what if somebody...
Nigeria will never see me. I'm sure it's a beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful culture. But what do you mean there was a fatal car crash where 2 people lost their lives? Okay. Involving Anthony Joshua. He didn't die. He's not one of the people that died. A very powerful man, very famous Nigerian boxer who just won like $100 million in a fight. And he had to be helped out of a car by regular pedestrians. Okay, cool. But then he was allegedly put in a police car because there's no ambulance. What the hell is going on? Nigerians always talking about how they got so much money, how they're not dirt poor, this, that, and the third. They always flexing they G-Wagons, they Lamborghinis. Why don't y'all have proper medical care? What is going on? I know it might be a little corrupt over there, but what the hell? You can't have medical attention for Anthony Joshua? He allegedly had to be flown back to the UK because y'all don't have proper medical care? What is going on? I'm sure y'all have a beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful culture, but hell no, don't nobody need to be going over there.
That car crash that AJ was in is definitely spiritual, bro. No one can tell me different, I can't lie. No one can tell me different. You mean to tell me 2 days ago, or a couple of days ago, Anthony Joshua was celebrating a big ass fight he had against Jake Paul, yeah? Bro was going viral all over the internet, yeah? A couple of days later, car crash, 2 people die, he's the only survivor. What? Nah, this is spiritual, bro. Spiritual.
Anthony Joshua's accident in Lagos, Nigeria should act as a reminder for Africans in the diaspora to stop fantasizing about Africa. What you saw in that video where you had an accident, people got brains crushed out there lying on the road, and there is no paramedics, no emergency support, that is the reality of what most people have to live by.
You know, this thing seemed pretty strange to me. It seemed pretty strange because it really makes no sense. Because Anthony Joshua defeated Jake Paul. Okay? And he almost died in a car crash. Now, if you can remember, he fought Francis Ngannou. I may be pronouncing his name wrong, but the guy from Nigeria. Now, Anthony Joshua knocked him out. Okay? Now, Francis' small baby died somehow. I don't know how. Okay? Now, Anthony Joshua knocked him out, I think in the first or second or third round. I cannot remember. Francis' 3-year-old died, if I'm not mistaken. Anthony Joshua goes to Nigeria, and he's almost killed in a car crash. Thank you for watching. I am your host. I am